allow me to introduce myself. Who knows what dastardly crime he might perpetrate next?
He's a very clever arch criminal who must be put away. Another innocent victim of suicidal mania.
You So chat, I've been spending the past couple of days doing a little deep dive. That's why one of the reasons why I wasn't on earlier. I wasn't on earlier mainly because, well, get earlier being Monday, because with the writing stream, because I was busy getting back into some research. I've been saying I needed to do some research, and I got it done. And let me tell you something, I'm glad I did it because it really cleared up quite a few things. How you doing, everybody? We are back with another chill writing stream here with the T-Monster. I am the T-Monster. You can call me T. You can call me T-Monster. You can call me Twitch Dad. Hope you're doing well. Now, if you're joining me from social media and you saw the picture of the individual that I popped in, that I'm kind of dedicating, I'll just come out and say it. I'm dedicating the stream to this guy. That guy that you saw there, that wise guy there, that's Michael Franchese. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, because if not, he might have words with me. But that's Michael Franchese. He's a former mobster. And he is one of the more prominent voices, if you will. He's one of the more prominent voices in... those feel really good. Wow. Wow, those feel really good.
Look.
Woo.
Long story, and it may look like I don't know what I'm doing, but I do. Maybe not.
Wow, those feel really good. I think Virtual Motion changed their formula a little bit. Huh. But Michael Franchese was one of the he was one of the players. He was one of the players, and wow, those are snug. Yo, Jason, how you doing there? Resubbing at tier 1 for 6 months in a row. That's 8 months total. Thank you very much for that. I certainly do appreciate it. Yeah, Virtual Motion must have changed something, because these set of gloves feel a lot more snug. Not that I mind. By the way, I hope you noticed. Oh, you got your dummies books today. All right, Azriel. Fantastic. Great. I wanted to get these because since the inauguration, I've been flying the flag. Feels pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, the new gloves are these are a lot tighter than my older gloves. I'm wondering if I'm just wearing out my older gloves. That's a possibility. But yeah, the new gloves look nice. Look real nice. I picked these up with my I got a really nice gift card from the folks at Virtual Motion, and that was for my my efforts with them in December. So I'm going to go ahead and break these things in. I'm breaking them in tonight with Steve the Blind Gamer Sailor. He'll be joining me for Titan Tuesday. And as far as Pip joining me, that's something else. Not really sure if Pip will be joining me. She said she wasn't feeling too hot. She had like a slight headache. So I'm just gonna follow her lead on that. But yeah, feeling a little patriotic. Feeling good to be flying the flag again. This is the flag that should always fly over the Capitol. Not the one that says Trump in 2020. Just saying. That's my thoughts anyway. But yeah, Michael Franchese is the guy that you see on the on my social posts, and where the reason I ran that was because I went back and rewatched Fear City, New York versus the Mob. That's on Netflix, and that was the documentary that inspired me to do this. And I even I found out that Michael Franchese, he is all over the place on YouTube. There's a fantastic, just in case you were wondering. But yeah, he is the man to find on YouTube. He's everywhere. They had him do a playthrough of Mafia 2, and that was fun to get his perspective on it. He was pretty candid in that he said, yeah, there's no way this would happen in back in the day. There's no way this would happen back in the day, and that's what he always referred to, back in the day. And I was like, I'm really having a great time with this. But then he was talking about some other things that I honestly didn't know. So I wanted to make sure that I not only did a writing stream, but I showed you one of the reasons why it takes me so long to write a book. So there are a couple changes we've made to the format. Don't know if you see this or not, but you'll notice that this is not Word we are in anymore. We are no longer in Word. This is Scrivener. I went on ahead and picked up a copy of Scrivener for everybody, so I could basically show off Scrivener and show how it worked. And what's really cool about it is that if you remember, I was jumping through windows, and sometimes you wouldn't see the windows that I'd be working in. Well, you'll notice over here I've got the manuscript section, and then over here I've got research, and from research, boop, there you go. You can now. That's the beautiful thing about Scrivener. Scrivener allows you to it allows you to go on ahead and float in one file between all of your notes. So instead of having multiple stuff that works with that instead of having multiple files open and multiple windows open and things like that, I just have Scrivener open, and then I hop from one thing to the next. And one of the things, there he goes, Michael Franchese, right there. I took the Blood Oath and Halloween '75, but this is what I found out yesterday that I didn't realize. So a couple of things that I found out. Gennaro Langella was the acting boss of the Colombo family, but it was Tony Dux Corallo. Now I got Tony right, I got Anthony right, Anthony Corallo, but I didn't realize he was called Dux and why he was called Dux. Calpena, hey, how you doing? But Tony Dux Corallo is what he was known as. But here was the big. Here were a couple of revelations. Turns out that it was not Fat Tony Salerno that was head of the Genovese family, and that was something that was established in Fear City. It was in fact Vincent the Chin Giannotti that took over in '81 from Benny the Squint Lombardo. Are you catching all these things? So Vincent the Chin Giannotti was the real head of the Genovese family, not Fat Tony Salerno. Fat Tony was the guy who basically was the front man. But the guy calling the shots, apparently Fat Tony didn't make any call without Vincent the Chin Giannotti's approval. So I might actually have some fun with this. I might have some fun with that little tidbit. And then I did a real deep dive in getting notes and stuff for the, as you can see, these are all the things that I needed to know about the RICO Act, which is what we're using. Plus, I got a chance to get really deep into different things. Like, I got into what we call the, there you go, Craig Stepp, everybody. Craig Stepp in the house from Technorama. What'd you think of it so far? Or did you watch the whole thing? Did you watch the whole thing, Craig? How you doing there, buddy? Good to see you, my man. So these were all the notes, that the whole thing. What did you think of it? What did you think of it? If I ain't got that 200 in my hands tomorrow, I'm gonna break every fucking bone in your motherfucking body. I swear to my kids. I love that. I love that. I swear to my kids. That's gonna be our thing now. That's gonna be our thing now, Craig. Every time I see him, we're gonna be like, I swear to my kids. I'm gonna drink this effing beer. I swear to my kids. But yeah, I swear to my kids. But yeah, so I took a few more notes about how they made the connection. These were things that I had seen, but I just needed to get a few more little. I just needed to get those details, and so yeah, this takes me all the way up to part 2. So I gotta do a little more research and get some stuff from part 1. But this is one of the things that I'm a big stickler about is research. I swear to my orcs. All right. So here we go. If you want to know how I worked that in here, I tell you what, Step. I will read to you chapter 1. Okay? I will read to you chapter 1. And this was where I got the idea and where I started the whole thing. All right. So listen to this one. Listen to this. All right. So for those of you who are new to the stream, as you know, I'm primarily, as you can tell by the display over there, I'm a Destiny streamer. I run a Warlock. That's my jam. If I'm not doing that, I'm doing another video game. Like for my Friday Fun Run, I'm currently doing Ghost of Tsushima. And then my wife, if she doesn't want to play Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which I also stream, I turn around and I play with Pip in Ghost of Tsushima Legends, which Ghost of Tsushima comes with a free game called Legends, which is just a co-op version of the game. And it's a blast. It is an absolute blast. It's not really it's set in the universe, but it's basically the lore of Tsushima. And you got to experience it. But if I'm not doing that, I'm doing this because I'm a published author and a published writer. And I just last year started doing writing streams. And these writing streams have been really a lot of fun. And and what I'm going to read here is the inspiration that I got from Fierce City, New York versus the Mob, which is a 3-part docuseries on Netflix. I'm calling it, it's basically the Fierce City Chronicles is what I'm calling it. It's Fierce City, New York, Fierce City, Las Vegas, and Fierce City, DC. And so it's going to be a three-part series, and this is chapter 1. All right, here we go. Big G. That's the name he was known by. Yeah, okay, it suits him. He knows that. It doesn't mean he particularly likes it. Maybe it is the feeling of how it makes him a caricature or cartoon. He's a serious guy, and his wife complains he takes things a little too seriously. He hears her say to him, "It wouldn't hurt if you lightened up a little, G. You're going to have an ulcer at this rate." He couldn't help it. It was his nature. It was the way he was raised. It was the doctrine installed by his time in the military. He is an intense guy. He knows this. Kids, he hoped, would have softened up that exterior, but there's no sign of that edge blunting. Right now, though, he reminds himself this is not the time, place, or the individual to show resistance towards. One wrong look, a misinterpreted gesture, any sort of attitude, and he'd be fortunate if he walks out here with his legs intact. The door opening at the far end of the warehouse causes him to start. For fuck's sake, that sounded loud. Ganvek takes in a long, deep breath of the cold air, and his senses scream at him to exhale. He smells oil, rust, water, and metal scrap. He makes the distinction between the steel and the iron, can pick up the sharp tang of aluminium, and isolate the stink of plastic. He would have quickly exhaled, but Ganvik did not want to give his appointment any kind of tell. He wants to be seen just sitting in the light of a single overhead lamp, waiting to have a chat. No big deal, nothing of concern. He lets out his breath as slowly as he took it, and shifts his large shoulders ever so slightly. Hopefully the gesture won't be noticed. He glances down at his hands. Hands that could easily envelop the man's head. One twist and he would be dead. Humans were fragile, delicate creatures. Big G! The gentleman's trench coat was not leather or cloth, cashmere. His tie is Burberry or Salvatore Fermaggio. No doubt the kerchief in the suit jacket's pocket square matched. On extending his hand, the dim light glints off the gold of his pinky ring and cufflinks. Ganvik catches the deep, rich, earthy scent of onyx. A primal desire to grab the bauble swells inside of him. Relax, he whispers to himself. Different time, different place. Just be cool and be gentle when shaking his hand. I've heard a lot about you. Oh, good, I hope. And Ganvik grins, not smiles, grins, as he carefully takes Marco Petrelli's hand. I really appreciate the time you're setting aside for me. The handshake breaks and Petrelli opens and closes his hand. Whoa, there's a firm handshakes and then there's that. He glances to one of the two men flanking him. I bet this guy would give you a run for the money, Vito. Couple of rounds in the ring? Nah, not me, Mr. Petrelli. Turns out I may have some solid bread boxes here, but I've got 2 left feet. Really? Couldn't stay fast on the feet? I could barely handle my own first dance at my wedding. I still box for health and all. Yeah, I got no doubt. You being an orc, you've seen some shit. Probably got into a couple of tussles. It's part of your nature, something like that. Ganvik could feel that nature of his wanting to rip this human's head off. Yeah, something like that. But look at us, being on vegetable soup and getting along. Doing business together like professionals. Petrelli stopped halfway to his seat and looked up at Gambit. That's what we are here, Big G. Professionals. Absolutely, Mr. Petrelli. Mr. Petrelli. What is that, Mr. Petrelli? That's my father. Come on. Marco. Gambit nods. Okay, Marco. So you need to talk to me. Sounds serious. To business. This was why Gambit had called in his favor. Yes, it is. Petrelli motions to Gambit with both hands. A friendly, congenial smile offered as he inclines his head to him. Talk to me, Big G. I don't have to tell you how rough things have been. This president's been driving the country into the ground. This goddamn energy crisis, lines at the gas station. Don't get me started. I'm always sending these guys out to make sure the car's gassed up. Those fucking Arabs. Fucking thorns on our side, you know? Gambit is not accustomed to being interrupted. Nobody in his outfit did that. His own crew certainly knew if you cut him off and he was in the middle of making a point, that was a quick way to earn a backhand. Still, this was Marco Petrelli. Oh, I know. I do know. What I'm saying is people just aren't gambling like they used to. Even my reliable marks, they're just not putting down the bets they used to. People are pinching the pennies and pinching them hard enough to make them bleed. Really? Petrelli asks. Making them pennies bleed, huh? What a terrible analogy to use. You know what I mean, Marco. They just aren't playing the odds as hard as they used to. Yeah, no, I'm trying to curb my own enthusiasms. My bookie's trying to encourage me. I tell you, he's a terrible influence. Petrelli chuckles and Gambit joins him. Petrelli nods, and he feels the prickle of heat under his shirt ease a bit. Hey, I get it. Trying times and all that. I mean, it's tough when I dug into my own account for that $200,000 you came to me about. Thing is, I did this because I believe in you, Big G. I believe in helping you with this investment. But I was trusting you make good on this debt. You did assure me it wouldn't be an issue. Gambit still held up a beefy hand. I know. And I am still good. What about that junk you're selling? The prickle returns. How the fuck did he know about that hustle? You okay with that? I noticed some of the bosses are not comfortable about that enterprise. And I get it. That can be real messy business. Especially when people are trying to clean up their act. The thing is, Big G, it's all about the business, right? It's all about the numbers, what's coming in, and what you're earning. Charlie leans into the light, and he smiles in a way that tests Gambit's patience. It feels like the man is patronizing him. Here's what a lot of people don't know. The bosses say, we don't use junk. But they are. Cocaine, heroin, whatever. They get so high off their shit, they could pass for studio decorations at Studio 54. Fucking ridiculous and fucking hypocritical. Junk is good business, though. Provided you're not getting high on the shit you're supposed to be selling. The nice thing about return customers, they will do anything. Anything for that next fix. His second was behind him, and he was good. They had fought once together at Suros Valley and could easily cut opponents down with his axe. But Carl would only get one shot and perhaps one guard. That would leave Petrelli, and Gambit would make that quick. And the second guard. Either way, a pointless, meaningless death. That smile, however. Business is good, he admits. I've made a reputation in keeping people happy. I heard that too, Big G. Gambit looks at his hands for a moment, his fingers templing against one another. He knew going to Petrelli would be a risk, but high risk, high reward. As long as Petrelli remains unaware as to why he needs the investment, all the better. The loan should have been resolved last week, but business had just not been bad at his betting house. Gambit's own bets at the track were utter failures. Clearing his throat, Gambit begins. I just need another week. 2 at the most. Petrelli nods, that patronizing smile brightening. 2 weeks. $200,000 is not chump change, and your people have vouched for me, right, Marco? Right. Petrelli returns, giving a soft chuckle as he did before. I won't let you down, Marco, by the oath of Tarnush. Oh! The oath of Tarnush! Oh, you sure you want to go there? Gambit snaps his finger and points to Petrelli. I'm your guy, Marco. This time, Gambit laughs, and Petrelli joins him. They both nod. Gambit feels his shoulders drop slightly. He places his hands before him on the table, continuing to nod. Big G, Petrelli starts, patting Gambit's beefy hand with one of his. I'm going to tell you something that I really need you to take to heart. You have that fucking 200 in my hands tomorrow. Gambit stops nodding. Petrelli's smile is still bright and wide as he waits. Tomorrow? The smile Petrelli wears fades as he continues. If you ain't got the 200 in my fucking hands tomorrow, and his grip tightens on Gambit's massive hands, I'll break every fucking bone in your body. Before Gambit can even respond, Petrelli adds, I swear to my kids. A dryness suddenly grips his throat. He took an oath on his children. On his children. You understand? Petrelli asks. Yeah, the orc manages. Yeah, Marco. Petrelli's eyes are cold. Gambit recognizes his regard. This is how Gambit looks at his prey before bringing his axe down. I'm going to ask this again, Big G. You understand? Yes, Mr. Petrelli. Petrelli gives Gambit this quick slap on his meaty left cheek. See you tomorrow. That's where it starts. That's where it starts. And with some of the stuff that I've learned, I've actually got to go back and make a few tweaks. I got to make a few tweaks. Because I found out... There we go. Alright, so this is the made man ceremony. And I think I'm gonna keep the fact that the bosses are who they are. Let me just double check. Alright. This is our thing. Okay, so it's Joe Gallo. Well, Campana, I don't know if you had heard that chapter before, but that was the first. That was the very first chapter. All right, so I got here Fear City Bible. Okay, this one I need. Okay, so, but this is why it's important. This is why it's important to always double check, and have multiple sources. Always have multiple sources when you're doing stuff. Like, for example, I have here the 5 families in New York: Bonanno, Colombo, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchese family, right? And this all comes from radiotimes.com, and they're pretty good. They're pretty good about that. They basically say that Anthony Dux Corallo gained control of the family. Corallo was very secretive, so that part is right. But here was the thing. This was where, they're the oldest and largest of the 5 families. The families were named after Vito Genovese, operated mainly in Manhattan, the Bronx, Brooklyn, and New Jersey. They also had influence in Westchester County, Connecticut, and Massachusetts. Anthony Fat Tony Salerno assumed leader, but it's Vince. Yeah, and that was the thing. Anthony Fat Tony Salerno was they basically said that he was in charge of the Genovese family, but according to somebody who was actually in there, Michael Franchese, he said no, it was Vincent the Chin Giagani, who was the real head of the Genovese family, and it was more like Fat Tony was like he wanted a longer lifespan than most mob bosses. So Fat Tony was was sort of his front man. But according to Franchese, everything went through the Chin, and he took over from the Squint. I love these nicknames, man. I love these nicknames. And then there was the Gambino family, and that was now this wasn't quite right. He says Paul Castellano was disliked by upstart capo John Gotti, who set up Castellano's murder in '85. Okay, John Gotti did order the murder of Castellano, yes, but that was not the reason why. Well, that's the thing. That's the other thing too. The thing with the nicknames has been confirmed, Craig, by Franchese, because he was saying in another one of his many YouTube videos about the mob, he was basically saying things like, yeah, everybody had nicknames. We want to call this one guy Chickenhead. Why did they call him Chickenhead? Because he liked to cut chicken heads off. So we called him Chickenhead. And we got, so I started doing that too. I mean, I've got, some of the people I've got in here. I've got Yaba the Mouth Breather. I've got hang on a minute. Let's see. I got Racetrack Carmelo. I've got Yam the Mouth Breeder. Kugo the Knuckle Buster. Vinny 2 times Lastra. And let me see if I have any other. Still need to come up with a last name for Ganvect, but yeah, he's Big G. So yeah. It's kind of tough to top Yam the Mouth Breather. But we'll figure it out. Anyway, so it was. So the thing is, it wasn't that Gotti was an upstart. I mean, Gotti was basically, he was being groomed. I mean, he took a lot of hints from Castellano. Castellano was always a snappy dresser, so was Gotti, or all these things. But what Gotti was doing, he was dealing heroin, and again confirmed by Franchese and other sources, was that you didn't do junk. I mean, Henry Hill wrote about that in his memoirs, which eventually became Goodfellas, and they even talk about it in Goodfellas. If the bosses don't know about it, they will turn a blind eye to it because they're still getting a cut, but they don't want to know about it. And but in the Gambino family and in the commission, it was made very clear: if the bosses got wind, they don't look the other way. If the bosses in New York got wind that you were dealing drugs, they would kill you on the spot. And when Castellano got arrested with all the other heads of the family, they knew this was going to get out because there were going to be people prosecuting. They were talking about what kind of things they do. It would become public that Gotti and a few other guys were going to be running were running drugs. So they were like, okay, we're gonna have to nip it in the bud, and that's when they offed Castellano. Had nothing to do with Gotti being an upstart. It had everything to do with Gotti saving his own skin. And again, this is things that this is the value of doing different resources and going different places and trying to get as much information as you can find. I usually try to find 3 different resources, 3 different places where I can find out where these things are from. And like I've got, I mean, you don't see it, but over there I've got like a good half of the shelf talking about mob history. Problem is that most of my mob history is centered around Capone. And this is the first time I've really written anything with a mob that's involved modern mob. But I've also seen a lot of documentaries, and I've watched a lot of things, and you find that there are common threads, but then sometimes anytime you find something off the internet, I always say, if you find something off the internet, find something to back it up or confirm it, or just you got to go beyond the internet. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, just use Wikipedia. I would not rely solely on Wikipedia. I think Wikipedia is a great resource and a great starting point, but it always helps to go to a book or a resource that goes into a real deep dive. Like one of the things I also found out too, I found this out from Fear City, the documentary. The Colombo family, it says the family was led by Carmine Persico, but they're saying that he ruled the family until 2019. But actually, according to FBI surveillance, it was Gennaro Langella who was the acting boss of the Colombo family at the time that I've said this. So yeah. So there's just a lot of stuff that I've had to confirm and reconfirm and just check and go over and things like that. So the reason I bring this all up is that if you remember in chapter 4, I have a meeting of all the bosses, which is a big deal, but that's because in this one the way I've got it set up is that that I've got it set up that this is where Petrelli is officially invited to become the sixth family, you know. And here's where we start deviating and we start going into the fiction aspect of this as opposed to making this a fictional retelling of history. All right, hey, no problem, Craig. Thanks for popping in. I do appreciate it. I really do. Thanks a lot. So, anyway. All right, here you go. Okay. Hey Noob, how are you? Good to see you in chat. Hope things are going well. See, that would be. That would. Let me turn up the heat a little bit in this scene. Just go back down here real quick. It's just going to be an urban. It's going to be pretty much urban fantasy there, Jim. Good to see you, by the way. Hope your own streaming is going well. Yeah, historical fiction can be a lot of fun to play around with there, Noob. I mean, it's something I've done. I see it. I see what's going on there, Jim. Oh, good luck on the YouTube on the YouTube content. I've been wanting to do that myself, but it's more about finding time in the day and just getting stuff. I need to get the resources first. I don't quite have all the resources I need, and that's going to take up some time. And I'm the time that I would sink into in some kind of YouTube project, which is still on my list of things to do. I'm setting that aside to focus more on getting this done. I would like to see this done first, and then, but we'll see. We'll see. The thing that I tend to do though, Noob, when I'm writing, particularly when it comes to alternative fiction, alternative history, historical fiction, whatever people are calling it, I tend to find that sometimes history has a way of playing ball with me and helping me along with my own plot line, and that's always nice. That's always nice. Speaking of always nice, hey Benedict, you coming up here? It's your call. It's your call if you want to come up here. All right. Yo, hey Panic. How you doing? Hope you're all right. Hey, now what are you doing there? Yeah, it's funny. It's funny how I'm a writer now, and yet one of the courses that I did tend to have a rough time with, at least in my freshman and sophomore year in high school, was in fact English. The irony isn't lost on me there. I doubt if the English teacher that I had in 10th grade would have seen me as a published author. I doubt very sincerely if she would have. Look, if you want to settle in here, it's up to you. But if you want to settle in, you got to settle in. Hello. Look. All right. And I see you making a fist of furry. It's funny how that works out, isn't it, Amanda? And hey, good to see you in stream as well. Hope you're having a good day. Whoa, 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 whoa. I was making a little bit of headway, but this little guy he is insisting on some attention. Not sure where all this is coming from. Yeah, I almost finished. I almost failed sophomore English, and English 10. So I took that over again in summer school. All right, you were just knocking everything around, aren't you? Can I please get back to writing? All right. All right, what do you? You're killing me, Kat. You know that, right? You're just killing me. All right. All right. I need to end on a little on an uptick. Look, external stress and lack of sleep will that can have an effect on it too, Indy. That definitely can. But, so can cats. Cat. But the thing about writing, you know, it's just a matter of just, you know, sitting down and making it happen. Whether you carve out an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours out of your day to write, without that consistent discipline, that consistency of writing, you know, you're just gonna be talking about writing, and it's doing what I'm doing here. And if me doing a writing stream inspires you to sit down and, you know, take out an hour out of the day to write, then you know what, that's fine. That works for me. You can just go on ahead and just use my stream as a pocket of time to say, yeah, I'm going to go on ahead and work on my next story, you know, crank out 500 words in an hour. And that is progress. It is a matter of consistency, of just sitting down and making it happen. As far as things like NaNoWriMo are also great motivators, but if you're not writing the other 11 months out of the year, then NaNoWriMo is really just sort of it's almost like a binge writing. And I just think that binge writing has a place, but that shouldn't be the end result. The end result of NaNoWriMo is that it gets you into that habit of sitting down and writing, sitting down and working on something. And that's what you gotta kind of have to focus on here. All right, so let me get back here. Let's end on that. All right. Okay, so apparently Persisco wasn't... Let's go back here. Honestly, Noob, it's hard to say what the public would like and what they won't like. That's the honest truth. Best thing you can do is write the story and see how it lands. Because otherwise, if you don't write the story, you'll never know. And that's the thing. It's just a matter, like I said, what it really boils down to is just a matter of taking some time and really putting together a strategy for yourself and for your book. You know? There you go. And that is not uncommon. It is not uncommon at all for people to use their writing as a form of catharsis, you know. I think it was Joe Gallo. Yo, how you doing there, Shane? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope all is well. I mean, yeah, and that's the thing. You don't want to be wondering what if. I mean, I do that already too much with my acting career in my rear view. You know, I've a lot of what ifs. But at the same time, when I say what if, I also go, well, you know, there's that flip side of it. Flip side of it being that if I had actively pursued an acting career, and when I mean actively, I mean made the jump, gone out to LA, my life would have been a lot. It would have been a lot different. It would have been a lot different. And so, you know, my writing, I look at my writing as I'm never going to stop writing because it is a joy. It is a real joy to write. And you know, yeah, that would have been another thing that would have been different if I had not actively looked at what I wanted to do as a writer. I'd still be chasing an acting career. But you know, it's with the what ifs, I mean, you just want to be able to say, well, you know, I wanted to write something and I got it down on paper. I got it down. For better or for worse. Oh, that's good to hear, Shane. Very good to hear. But I mean, if you don't make the effort, if you don't try, if you don't try to take that step forward, you'll never know. So, just some food for thought there. Okay, what I think I'm going to do right now is step away real quick because I need some hydration. I need hydration. And I thought I had some with me and I don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run upstairs at this break. I just want to do a quick check just to see if I fixed everybody's name. Got about 2 weeks in the Nano and just stopped. Had zero interest anymore. Not sure if it was a story, just other things I wanted to do. I feel like going through COVID has made it harder to concentrate. And here's the funny thing about that, Jim. I've been extremely productive during COVID. Now, granted, a lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm job hunting, so I have a lot more time on my hands. But one of the things that I've noticed is that this has been one of the more productive years I've ever had as a writer. I finished up one title, and then I revamped two other titles. And one of those revamps, the Social Media for Writers book, was literally a rework from the ground up. We tore that sucker apart, and it needed it because it was 5 years old. and already some things should be changing in that book. But I think we're going to wait at least 2 years before we self-pub a third edition. But again, that was the thing about social media for writers, was that it really was a rewrite of the book. Maybe not as dramatic as, say, Podcasting for Dummies, but that was another thing that happened over the years. So, you know, I mean, it's been a very busy year. Plus, my wife and I have mapped out what we want to do for 2021, and we've been working slowly. Fear City started last year. So did we've been slowly developing Secret of the Monkey God. I think everybody reacts to stress differently. And I think for me, writing has also been like something of an escape. The same way playing video games has been an escape for me. And so, yeah, I feel very fortunate. I feel very, very fortunate that I feel very fortunate that I've managed to stay productive. And even in interviews, I'm able to tell people, yes, I am staying active. I am staying productive. I'm working on a lot of different stuff, and and I'm also taking care of myself. I've started running again, so I've got running going for me, which I got to make sure I'm ready for my 4:00 run today. We're going to be running 6. We're running 6 because there's some bad weather coming, and this might be the only run we get in this week. So if that happens, I want to make sure we get in the longer run. And anyway, I said I was going to go get some hydration. So let me go on ahead and put me on the BRB. Put me on the BRB or just a static shared desk, and then when we get back, I'll pick this up where I left off. Okay, so sit tight, everybody. Okay, everybody. I'm back. Let's see here. Carmine. I gotta do a search for Carmine. Okay. All right. I would agree. I think the smartest thing I did, Jim, was start taking my my health a lot more seriously, and by doing that, I was able to and that's just, you know, not just physical but mental as well. I made it a priority that I made it a priority to make sure that I took care of myself during this whole thing, and we still got a ways to go. Still got a ways to go, but but I think by taking care of myself, that has helped me get back on track with some of my writing, at least with fiction. All right, so let me just now. Here's the other thing. Now, what you didn't see me doing, you probably saw it with the skipping around. I was doing a find and replace, but you never want to be reliant on the find and replace. So I'm going back through and just doing a quick scan of this, just to make sure we're all good. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Timothy Colombo. Keeping an eye out, or keeping an ear out right now for the kettle. Should be boiling soon. Just make myself a cup of coffee. Forgot to have one this morning. Hold on thought. I'll be right back. My writing business. I figured that. Hold on. Computer, set a coffee timer for 8 minutes.
Coffee timer, 8 minutes. Starting now. By the way, time goes faster with music on. Would you like me to play music?
No. That's funny. That's funny that she would say that. She obviously doesn't know that I'm listening to music right now, but that's cute. Anyway, how's my writing business going? My writing is going fine. The right now, well, let's break it down. This is the first time I've not had a contract with Wiley Publishing since 2017, which is not bad, all things considered. I mean, I had let's see, Podcasting for Dummies, the third edition, come out. Then I had the YouTube chapter for YouTube for Dummies Junior come out. Then there was Twitch for Dummies, then Discord for Dummies, and then the fourth edition of Podcasting for Dummies. Nonfiction-wise, it's going fine. As far as fiction is going, this is the second fiction novel that I've written that I'm planning to try to sell to New York. And that means I'm going to have to work to get an agent for it, which I feel like getting this would be easier. Getting an agent for this would be easier. I really do think that. So I shouldn't have a problem. Let me rephrase that. It should be easier for me to sell this one than to sell my previous novel. My previous novel is currently sitting in a desk, kind of marinating, if you will. It was the one where I was writing. It was basically a murder mystery set in the esports industry, and this go round couldn't find any agents for it. So so I went on ahead and started work on Fear City, and I have a feeling Fear City might be an easier sell because it's mob related, and people dig mob related stuff. So that's what I'm looking up. Okay. All right. Might as well do that now. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm multitasking a bit. Give me 1 minute here. People. It amazes me what resonates with people. So the picture of Michael Franchese, right now it's got roughly 7 likes on it's got 7 likes on Instagram. But the image I took of the sword in red, that's got over 50 likes. I'll never understand how analytics work, period. just analytics in general. Sorry about the distraction, everybody, but there's one more thing I've got to do. Okay. Sorry, everyone. I'm doing a quick check of my PlayStation. I do have a stream tonight at 7 p.m. It's a special Blind Leads the Blind. I'm being joined by Steve the Blind Gamer Sailor, and the two of us are jumping into the new Destiny content that's dropping, and apparently it's pretty sizable because they've got it's like a 13 gigabyte download or something along those lines. So I'm going to check real quick and see how long this download's taking. Aha! Okay, preparing to update. Okay. Yeah, it's a pretty sizable download. Okay. Yeah, it's about 13 gigs, and I'd rather download it now than wait until my stream and then pad for 16 minutes or so. I've done that before. Don't get me wrong. All right, let me get back to it here. Okay. So yeah, I think my nonfiction writing has been fine. Writing nonfiction has been more than good. The fiction writing, we've been doing a lot of the self-published stuff. We've been doing some stuff with the Verity Fitzroy and the Ministry 7, which has been a lot of fun. But that's not the direction I want to go with my career. I would like to get something published and get it published under my name. Not that I mind working with my wife. Working with my wife is awesome. I love writing with her, but I haven't had a solo title in fiction for quite some time, and I'm ready for it.
Your coffee timer is done.
Computer off, and while I
Your coffee timer is
computer off, computer off. There we go. But yeah, I have to. I think I'm overdue to have something published in fiction under my name. But I'd like to, like I said, I'm just taking. I've got to find the idea that sells, right? And searching for an agent can sometimes be just as aggravating as job hunting. But you know what? At least I'm expecting the rejections there. So at least I can live with that. All right, let me just see here. Let's get back to this. Hey, baby.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm okay, I just had a shower.
Are you feeling a little better?
Yeah,
Good.
I am. I'm just going to have a little nibble and then I'll get into it. How's your writing
Not bad. I'm actually trying to get things. I'm basically making fixes based on some of the stuff that I learned from Michael Francesi.
That was quite a good interview.
That was a good interview, and going back and taking the notes on Fear City was also a big help. Hang on a minute. Now that my wife is here,
I'm gonna eat
oh,
food. Don't put me on camera until I finish eating.
okay.
I don't like me eating.
Well, you're on mic. You're on mic, just so you know.
On mic, yeah. And when I was in my when I was at my school, which was a private girls' school, we weren't allowed to be caught eating in public.
Oh, Benedict.
Isn't that funny? They
Don't eat in public. It's very
prove
gauche.
it might prove that you're human. Stop it. So that was another thing. We would like go behind the bus sheds to eat.
Yeah.
To eat our stuff. So it's kind of carried over. No.
It's unladylike. Yeah, whatever. All right.
We were not ladies. Teenage girls could never be called ladies, I'm afraid.
So it was still Joe Gallo running Banana. All right, yeah. So Joe Gallo was still running the Banana family, so that's fine. All right. But this gives you an idea, chat, of why it takes me so long. I've been at this for about an hour and a half, and according to the project stats, I love the fact that and I get project targets as well. I've actually done 554 words out of 1,000, which is the goal for today. You know, doing 1,000 words. And I may have to wrap up a little earlier than usual because I'm cooking dinner tonight. So.
You're not running today, though.
Yeah, honey, come
yes,
on.
You are. You're running at 4, right?
I'm running at 4, but
So you will have to run up. You will have to.
I will have to run up because, unlike some people, I actually do allocate time for cooking, which includes prep time. So let's see here. I think I've got everything from this. I think I got everything from this. Okay, that one's done. All right, so trying to remember. See, chapter 5 is that one needs work. Let's see. Yeah, 6 is the meeting about the investment. Chapter 7 is chapter 7 is what I need for right. Here we go. What? Hey. Let's see. So me drinking coffee is fine, but you eating a cheese and cracker snack is out of the question. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right.
Although, if you were a Marsden girl, you wouldn't be drinking either.
Well, you wouldn't be drinking coffee, from what you've told me. Oh. Yeah, but this is why it takes me so long, chat. When I find out that something that I wrote about was incorrect, instead of saying, well, I'll fix it in post, I fix it straight away. I want to make sure that when I finish a draft, it is as tight as it can possibly be. And this is one of the things that I had to fix. Let's see. All right. Since I've been talking about Michael Frances, I might as well work him in here in a quick little cameo. Just a quickie. Just a quickie, chat. It's a great program. I've been using it for years, Amanda. The only thing I've found to be a pain with, and I discovered it right before the stream, unfortunately, was that I thought I would be able to just go on ahead, pick up a copy for Windows, and then be able to float back and forth between Mac and Windows. Turns out that's not the case. The case is that if I want to work on a project in Windows, I have to go on ahead and it's the same one that I started on a Mac. I either have to take the one on my Mac and basically save everything as older versions and then get an older version of Scrivener for my Mac, or I can work on my Mac and then say save as Scrivener 2 as opposed to Scrivener 3, save as Scrivener 2, and then I can open up in Windows. I'm kind of shocked and a little disappointed that you can't just open projects back and forth between Windows and Mac. But apparently, Scrivener is trying to get caught up with itself. So, in the meantime, what I'm doing is, since I know that primarily a lot of the stuff that I'm working on is going to be on the PC, I'm just going to go on ahead and just save it there. But that was very disappointing to find that out today. Very disappointing to find that out today. Okay. Okay. Columbo. Yeah, that part's gonna need some work. Okay, actually. No. No, it won't. I'm not interested in moving backwards. Besides, I had a Kickstarter that was that kind of focused on that, kind of focused on the interest and whether or not Billy was something worth pursuing, and sadly, didn't happen. It just that's the bottom line. It just did not happen. We came close. We came very close, but it was not enough for me to say there's a demand for Billy Battings. And you know, there's a part of me that's a little bummed out about it, but for the most part, I'd like to move forward. It's the same thing with it's funny. I was thinking about Moravia today, and I wanted to find out if I could mail somebody a copy of Moravia, and I realized that I don't have any copies of Moravia in the house apart from the ones that I have in my bookcases. That's it. I don't have any copies of Moravia. I don't. The only copies I have of Billy are also in my bookcase. But I mean, that's the thing, is that it was fun. It was a great idea, at least for the time. It was a great idea, and I'm sorry that it didn't pan out. I'm sorry that we didn't see it to the end. But I don't necessarily want to go back to old ideas. I'd like to move forward. I also like to think I'm a better writer now than I was then. And while some people think that this is a return to form, it's a very different. I think this one's a little different because it's way more modern, and it's and I'm enjoying it a little more. I'm enjoying it more. And exactly, but that's the thing, Jen. Yes, there's a market for Billy and a market for Moravia, but it's a tiny one, and it's not worth the investment going in and doing that. And I'm enjoying the spin-off novels that my wife and I are writing together for the Ministry of Peculiar Occurrences series, but if those numbers start to dwindle, then obviously we'll move on to something else there as well. Let's see. So they're heading up to. I now have a location. I got the confirmation of where this seminar happened. I just want to see something here real quick. Is this the guy that was? No, he was not. All right, so let me just see here. Okay. Okay, now. Daughter's fiance is stationed in Quantico, so I'm hopeful someday I can pay you a visit. Well, Jim, you'll have to give us a heads up. Once things calm down and we can, like, you know, open up our bubble, go to restaurants, things like that. You know, yeah, absolutely. We've been real careful up to this point, and we're trying to stay careful, stay very careful. Okay. Sorry, everybody. I know I'm not writing as fiercely as I should, but I'm trying very hard to find out the name of somebody that I didn't get the name of. Looking for a name. Sometimes looking for one single name, it's like you got to sift through a lot of chaff to get to that wheat. Right. Let's try this. Ugh, this is frustrating. I just need a list of people that were interviewed. Hey, hon. Do you think you could write down our password and username for Netflix so I can sign into my computer?
Yes, I can do that. Let me see.
Here.
I got a pen.
Oh, you got a pen? Have you got something to write on?
I do.
All right, great.
Let me see. Are you gonna watch a little bit of Fear City?
What's that?
You gonna watch a bit of Fear City?
Well, no, I just need to mention something. Something else I've noticed too, honey. The new gloves, they're snug. These.
Well, they're supposed to be tight because they're compression,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but I mean, these actually feel like compression gloves. The other ones didn't.
They didn't start out like that because some
No,
fabric can...
no. These definitely didn't start off like that. So, yo, hey, how you doing there, Adam? Good to see you. Aloha. Are you? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Valheim? I don't know that one.
I've heard about that.
Oh, you've heard of that game?
It's like a survival Viking game.
Yeah, it's a survival. Oh, then that's probably why Adam is into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's also kind of got a little bit of a retro not quite 8-bit feel, but like a
Bit.
It's
Bit.
8-bit. I don't know what an 8-bit bit.
I was gonna ask what the 8-bit. Yeah, sure, save it.
People once called New York Fun City.
Right.
Now the police are calling it Fear City.
In the 70s, city of New York.
All right, here we go. But I gotta turn this down, or mute it. There we go. I was a supervisor. Okay. Got it. Okay. Pip and I definitely saw Carnival Row. We really enjoyed it.
Oh, I love.
We loved Carnival Row.
Oh,
That had the
so
potential.
I'm still salty about it.
Yeah.
Ending how it did.
It really had such potential. It really had a potential. And why they didn't go any further with it? Maybe they couldn't get the schedules to work around COVID. But yeah, great game. I mean, sorry, great experience. I love the series.
So Carnival Row. Sorry, I'm thinking.
Well, no, Carnival Row.
Carnival
Yeah.
Row, yes. We've got a friend, Scott Sophos, who's.
Oh, they are doing season 2. I thought he
are.
was talking about Witcher. I thought he was talking about Witcher season 2.
No, I think
Look it up.
he
Look
worked
it up
on-
to see if Carnival Row is getting a season 2.
I'm pretty sure it is. I think it's.
I honestly didn't think. I thought that was one of the series that.
No, I think it actually got renewed.
All right.
Yeah, it is renewed.
Oh, okay. I stand corrected. I'm looking forward to it.
Later this year. Apparently.
Okay. I knew that Carnival Row was coming back. So I didn't know that Carnival Row was coming back. I thought Carnival Row. I know The Witcher is coming back.
The Witcher has.
And yeah, that's
Carnival Row as well.
Carnival Row is filming.
The dates were just pushed further
Yeah.
back. It was,
No,
it was supposed to come out-
Witcher's coming back. Witcher's coming
they're
back.
both coming back.
Both of them are coming back. The one that didn't come back, and I'm kind of bummed out about this. The one they're saying, at least from what I've heard, they are not returning to the series, which is a real shame because man, it was good. They're not returning to Mindhunter. And Mindhunter is, I'm gonna miss that show because man, that was a good show. That was the one about the beginning of the behavioral science unit, and it starred some really solid actors. Yeah. Okay, so this is Jim Kostler. The historical context for this work, if you're curious, see if I can go back to here.
New York was owned by the mob.
We were untouchable. I didn't feel New York.
There we go. If you all want to see it, this was what inspired me to start work on this, and it's been, like I said, it's been an absolute blast working on it. I'm almost tempted. So the music that we're listening to right now, this is actually stream safe music. It's Chill Hop Radio, and Chill Hop Radio are the people that do. There are people that do stream safe music for streamers everywhere. They even have their own channel on Twitch where they just that's the entire channel. The entire channel is just their music, and it's quite good. It's quite good. All right, and I did want to make some. But that the link that you see there for Netflix, that is the 3-part docuseries that inspired me to write this. And like I said, this has been an absolute blast. This has been an absolute blast. Going ahead and do this. Oh, yeah, I know, right? They do. It's good music to it. It's great music to write to, at least for me. Been having a good time with it. I miss being able to stream a lot of the stuff that I was streaming early on, but let's be honest, that was a genie that had been released out of that bottle, and it was just a matter of time before Twitch had to struggle with how do we get the genie back in there. Ooh, that's not what I want to do. No. Yikes. All right. Let's see. 671 words, and I'm in the 3 o'clock hour. Crap. This is going to be one of those days, chat. One of those days.
Well, sometimes you are working on other things. It's not reflected
I
in
just
the word count, you know.
I just did not want to leave these glaring little omissions out. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Alright. So, let's see. Should be kind of young. Just kind of want to finish this up, chat, and then let's see. Oh, here we go. No, that is yeah. I'm doing a third person present. I've really liked the way Chuck Wendig works in that style, and I've been wanting to try it. So I wrote my first novel in that previously, and really liked working in the style. So I'm trying it with this one, and it feels good. I like it. I really like it. And yeah, one of the things I've had to change is that I found out that the seminar that these guys actually went on was a week long. I thought it was a weekend course. It was actually a week long course. So I wanted to make sure I got that right. Oh, nope. But yeah, this is a style that I'm working on, Jim, and it's definitely a challenge. I like it. I like it a lot. think that might cover it. I think I'm good to go. All right. So we got 799 words, which is more than I expected because I knew I was going to. Wow, 20,999 words. That type just makes me laugh. Oh well. Let's see. So we got 2,999. Were you gonna keep going, hon? Or were you going to wrap up as well?
I'm going to wrap up. I'm probably going to write while you're doing the Titan Tuesday tonight.
All right. Okay, well then I am going to go on ahead and wrap up stream here, everybody. I got to see if I can get a head start on some cooking, and thank you everybody for hanging out with me. Thank you so much for all the time and attention you gave me today. I'm just going to let AutoHost do its thing because I'm going to be back later tonight. But I do have some cooking that I need to do. Yeah. All right. So, got to run. But thanks, everybody. I will be back tomorrow, and I think Pip will be back as well. We're going to do another one of these writing streams tomorrow. And until then, thanks a lot. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you all later tonight at 7 for the unexpected Blind Leads the Blind, which is actually going to also be a Titan Taco Tuesday. I'll talk to you later, everybody.
So you're adding all that stuff in, huh?
I'll have to have it, and it's now in the Scrivener file.
Oh, that's good.
That's the nice thing. But yeah,